So we started an organization called amham, which means our food in Chochenyo language, the native language of my family here in the East Bay. We started this organization in September of 2017 as a way to make our traditional foods as well as other aspects of our traditional culture more accessible for our families. As we gather these foods, we think about all those generations of our family, and it reinforces again that deep connection that we have to these foods. Yeah, when we go up into the hills or on the bay shore, anywhere here in our home, and we gather these foods, we're gathering from specific areas that our family has always done that same act, always gathered those same foods there. For an example, when we gathered the Sokoti, the California bay laurel up in the redwoods, that area that we were gathering, it's an area called Saklan Warep, which is where our family, which is one of the areas that our family has deep roots in, an area that before colonization, our family lived in those redwoods without a doubt, with complete confidence, right where we were gathering that same Sokoti, where we were gathering the same bay laurel.
So as it became clear that the COVID-19 pandemic was going to become what it has become, we very carefully listened to the voices of our elders, our living elders and those who are recorded, who both tell us about times before when disease came here and ways to be safe. And we took that very seriously because Cafe Ohlone is this community space. We had this beautiful redwood communal table where people sat close together and had a sense of togetherness there, and that was not going to be safe. And so we didn't want to become this place of risk. And listening to our elders and what they said about keeping sickness away, we closed early in the pandemic, which was the right thing to do.
So we wanted to think of a way that we could be able to share these aspects that went into one of our Saturday night dinners at Cafe Ohlone. Bay Area Redwood, they reached out to us on their own, and we developed a friendship with them where every month they donate local wood that's been milled from trees that are usually from urban areas that have been removed, sustainably sourced. And about 95% of that wood is being used in these boxes. 95% of the wood that's then given to Justin is being used, so there's very little waste. Justin, he's been really great to work with. We've worked with him now since January, I believe, December I think it was, and it's been a very consistently good interaction. We source about 50 to 60 boxes every month, and they're burned with our logo, each one handmade, and then that's what is then being filled with these Ohlone foods, which we're very proud of. We wanted this in a way that we could still be able to have those complex aspects of teaching over this really robust and full, delicious Ohlone food that's a multi-course culinary experience, while still being able to do this in a way that's effective and safe. So we started to think of how we could do that, and the meal boxes really naturally came out of our thought process. The only major challenge that we encountered for the business itself, for the restaurant and the cafe, was seeing our space that was hosted in the back of University Press books, seeing that space not be accessible. Our secondary goal of this work has always been to be able to teach the public about our culture through our own voices by teaching the people that eat at Cafe Ohlone, which opened in September of 2018 as an extension of amham, to teach the public that we've never left our home, that we are still here, that we never will leave this place. To teach them in our own voices about how beautiful our culture is, about our history, and how that shapes our contemporary reality as well. when we see our family, like Cousin Paula, be able to make this meal with her children, that really is healing happening right there, because these foods that were once not as commonplace as they should be because of colonization, suddenly they become common again and they become familiar. And then when they become familiar, they become aspects of our culture that are close to us again. And to us, when that's paired with language, when it's happening right here in our homeland, that's what healing looks like, because it's celebrating and really breathing life into something that for a couple generations was being heavily suppressed. So we are happy to be able to see what Cousin Paula did and her children. It makes us feel very proud. Well, we want the public, through eating our foods, to better understand our culture and what it means to live on Ohlone land. To understand that this place, the East Bay in Carmel Valley, where my partner Louis's family's from, to understand that this place has always been an Ohlone place. To understand that we've never left this area, that we never will, that our culture is beautiful, that our culture is living, and also to understand that colonization isn't over either. When people eat our foods, we want them to be able to understand us better and to be able to place us into the present tense, out of the past tense, but also understand that we'll be part of the future too. So we'd like to share in Chochenyo language, which is the indigenous language of here in the inner East Bay,
Our culture is beautiful. Our land is beautiful. Our people are strong. We're here today, like before, like the future also.